Hi there, this is Megan with Left in Knots, and today I'm going to demonstrate the star stitch for you. This stitch is a stitch that I've been using in a new pattern collection that I'm currently publishing for free called the Snowdrops Patterns. And you'll see two examples of the star stitch here. One, it's worked in continuous rows, and in this pattern here I have it alternating, so just sporadic rows of star stitching, and both really produce a beautiful texture and just a really beautiful finished product. But the stitch itself is hard to describe on paper, so I thought a video would be helpful. My Snowdrops patterns are made with Caron Cakes in the colorway Fairy Cake, but today I'm going to show you the star stitch using a little bit bulkier yarn. This is Bernat Maker Home Decor, and I think this yarn is just a little bit easier to see for video demonstration, to see the texture of the stitches and where I'm inserting my hook. So to start, I'm going to chain 5, 6, 7, I'm going to chain an even number of chain stitches because I would like to half double crochet a row of half double crochet stitches. So, working my second chain from the hook, I'm going to yarn over, insert my hook, pull through, yarn over, insert my hook, pull through. You may have at this point noticed that I'm left-handed. So if you're a lefty looking for some crochet tutorials, this is a good place to start. If you're a right-handed person, I hope this is still helpful to you. So since I chained 10 and I worked in the second chain from the hook, I've got 9 half double crochets now in my first row. There are ways to start the star stitch straight into the foundation chain. I found it learning this stitch a lot easier to just start with a row of single crochet or half double crochet or whatever you're putting in between your rows than it was to work into that foundation chain, but you can do it that way as well. But the way my patterns are written and the way that I'll be showing you today is working with this first row of stitches, and I also think it just makes a little bit of a cleaner look. So now that I'm at the end of my half double crochet row there, I'm going to chain 2. And what's a little bit different about the star stitch is that it's worked into what I'm going to call non-traditional spaces. So the first time you insert your hook when you turn, it's actually going to be into this first chain stitch right there that you made to turn in. And it's going to be in the back loop of it. So you're first going to insert your hook there, grab your yarn and pull through. Now, you're going to insert your hook into the front loop of that turning chain stitch. Yarn over and pull through. That can feel a little bit awkward at first. It gets easier as you practice more. So to complete a star stitch, you want 6 loops on your hook. So we're going to go into the next 3 stitches, yarn over, pull through, so I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 loops on my hook. So now I'm going to take my yarn over, and pull through all 6 of those loops. So you see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 posts. Now you're going to chain 1 stitch, and that makes what I'm going to call the eye of your star stitch. And this is basically one star stitch for your row. Now you're going to work on your next star stitch. So again, you're going to be working your hook into some non-traditional spaces, starting with this eye that you just made. So you're going to take your hook, insert it into that eye, yarn over, and pull through. The next space you're going to grab or pull through is this last post of your previous star stitch. So insert your hook, yarn over, pull through. The next space you're going to work into is this stitch that you last worked into for your previous star stitch. Yarn over and pull through. So that leaves you with 1, 2, 3, 4 loops on your hook. And so now you need 2 more. Now you can work into the next 2 open stitches. So insert your hook, yarn over and pull through. Insert your hook, yarn over and pull through. So now you've got your 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 stitches. Yarn over and pull through all of them. And again, chain 1 to make your eye. And you just repeat that process across. So into your eye, yarn over and pull through, into your post, yarn over and pull through, into the last stitch of your previous star, pull through, and then into your next 2 open stitches. Yarn over, pull through all 6. This makes, like I said earlier, a really beautiful texture and a pretty dense fabric. You do get those little holes, but where these posts overlap, it makes a nice warm and dense fabric. So we have 2 stitches left, so that means we have 1 more star stitch to make for this row, and then I'll show you how to turn. Go into the eye, into the post, into the last stitch of the previous star, and then your 2 open stitches. And then yarn over and pull through all 6. Now you still make your chain 1 to make that eye. Now, before you turn, you're going to work 1 half double crochet into that space. That last stitch that you worked your star stitch into, you're also going to work a half double crochet into that same stitch. And then you chain 1, and instead of going into your first stitch, you're going to go straight into the eye of your star, and you're going to work 2 single crochet stitches into each eye. So the star stitch does, when it's stitched this way, it does make a fabric that technically has a right side and a wrong side. Both sides end up looking quite pretty, but it does technically have a right side and a wrong side. So once you work 2 stitches into each eye of the star, you'll have 1 stitch left to work into at the end. That one gets a single crochet too. And then you start over with that process. So you chain 2, and I'll show you this turn again. So there's my first chain stitch here and my second chain stitch here. I'm going to grab this back loop of my first chain stitch, yarn over and pull through, and now I'm going to grab the front loop of my first chain stitch, yarn over and pull through. Now Again, only for this first stitch, I'm going to work into 3 open stitch spaces. So I go 1, 2, 3, yarn over, and pull through. Chain 1 to make your eye. And then you just repeat that into your eye, into your post, into the last stitch of your previous star, and then into the next 1, 2 open stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 loops on your hook. Yarn over and pull through all 6. So this stitch actually has a really easy multiple. You can make this as wide as you want. It just has to be an odd number, because each star stitch uses 2 open stitches except this first one. This first one uses 3. So that's why I needed 9 open stitches to make 1, 2, 3, 4 stars, because each of these uses 2 and the first one uses 3 open stitches. So really you can make these projects as wide as you want, obviously as long as you want. And it can also be used in alternating rows, so you don't need to do continuous rows of star stitches like I'm showing you here. So here I got to the end of my row again. I've got my 4 star stitches. Remember, you end with that double crochet, or that half double crochet, sorry. Then you chain 1 and turn. And again, you work 2 single crochet per eye of your star. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, skipping ahead. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and then remember we have odd numbers of stitches in a row, so that last 9th stitch is going to go into that last stitch there. And that single crochet row completes the look of your star. So you've got your 6 posts that you worked in the star row, and then you've got 2 extra posts here, completing that star or snowflake look from your single crochet stitches. So I hope you found this helpful. Again, this is a stitch that I'm using in my Snowdrops collection, and that first free pattern in the collection can be found on my blog, www.leftinknots.com, along with a lot of other free patterns. So I hope you found this helpful, and if I can clarify anything else for you, please go ahead and let me know. Have a great day.